over the world, thank you so much for tuning in. I am so excited that you decided to just watch us for the next 5 to 10 minutes. My name is Fred Boateng. People know me as New Image Media here in Columbus, Ohio. And I'm here with yours truly,
Angelina Yaboa.
AKA?
You can call me Angie.
Or?
It ends there.
I'm looking for the other name.
That only comes when people like you disturb my peace. At some point it's gonna come out.
It's come out? Okay. So I guess I'm gonna leave that name right there where it is, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So we're here to talk about the new single coming out 28th.
Your song, it's amazing.
But you're featured in there, right?
I guess you could say that.
So it's our...
It's still your song.
But it's our song, right?
Still your song.
So she here don't feel comfortable on camera, so I kind of like put her on the spot, but she'll be all right.
Okay.
So this song, what made you decide? I remember I sent you the song when I made it, and I told you, hey, listen to this, check it out. What do you think about it? At the point that you listened to it, how did you feel about it?
I think the song, I loved it because the lyrics really spoke to me, and everyone has a relation to the love of God and how it relates to them or how they've encountered the love of God. And this song really, like, you know, there are times that you have to sit back and think about how God has taking you through certain things, how you came through certain things because you depended on God. And this song literally gives you that time for you to sit back and analyze the love of God in your life and what He has done for you.
So did you picture of an instance of a love of God in your life? Like you encountering that love of God?
I think when you sent it in the beginning and as I was listening to it, every piece that I heard or like every sentence that you sung in the song really related to a specific thing in my life. So it was easy for me to relate it to the song. And that's why I came to love the song so much, because it was really easy to relate life experiences, things that I have been through to the song. So
wow. Okay. So what made you decide that you will respond to my request of you singing on that track?
I didn't decide it.
What happened?
I came here, somebody said, oh, let's just try and see. I was like, okay. Here are the words to the song. Just, you know, look over it and see what you think. Okay. And I got on the microphone just playing around, messing around. He told me to come back.
And you came?
I came back. Because my thought process was, I'm just helping you with the song.
Right.
I didn't think you were going to somehow maneuver your way into getting me to be on the track.
But then
you tricked me.
But then you stood behind the microphone.
Because I was just trying to help you out. I wasn't doing it to sing on the track.
You saw me recording though.
You're always recording.
Like right now?
Yes, exactly.
So what's your favorite part of the song? I mean, every piece of the song speaks to you, right? But what's your favorite part? I have my favorite part.
You do? What's your favorite part?
I actually have two favorite parts. My thing was Fami Sumina so the Miesi Abotan so. I mean, you guys will hear it, but it's amazing. That part came as a shock to me. I was just sitting, I was like, I need something different, you know? And the words just started pouring out. So that part really speaks to me.
Okay.
Okay? And then the last part, Meadow, that also speaks to me in volumes. What is your favorite part?
My favorite part is just the fact that God's love is amazing. And God's love is amazing in different ways because I can testify, and a lot of people can testify in my life, that if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be where I am. And no matter how far I have been, and I have been to a point where I stopped praying, I stopped going to church, I didn't want to be a part of anything because I was expecting to be at a certain place in my life, or expecting something from God, and I felt like he had abandoned me, and I didn't want to do anything connected to God. But once I understood and realized that without God, I am nothing, and came back to him, I realized that I moved, but he was always there. And that made me understand that his love never fails. His love is that amazing that no matter how far you're gone, or no matter what's going on in your life, his love for you does not change.
I love that song because, like you were saying, it reminds me of the many, many times that I have failed. And I felt like nothing better can ever come out of it. Nothing. I'm good for nothing. Nothing. God can't even use me. I'm not part of people. I was at that point when I wanted to give up. And you know, the devil takes advantage of that vulnerability, because then he gives you thoughts of suicide. You get what I'm trying to say? So at that point, I heard the Spirit of God telling me, do you know I still love you, and nothing can separate you from my love? And that's the words that keeps me going.
You know, a lot of people can relate to what you're talking about, because in life, there are so many stages in life, but if you don't take care and take care of yourself in the stages that you go through, you tend to remain in a particular stage when you're not meant to remain in that particular stage. And that's why when we come to Christ and we are going through our trials, our tribulations, what saves us, being the Christians, from the world is that we know that we have a Redeemer. Definitely. That no matter what, there's definitely going to be an end to this misery. There's definitely going to be an end to this trial. So that reminds us that because the love of God is so great, and I love that part in your song where it says it's rich, so pure, and it's so strong. Nothing can separate us from the love of God. When you think about those things, it kind of gives you an adrenaline, or like kind of like some strength to pull through the things that you have to pull through to get to where you need to get to. And a lot of people can relate to that. People are down in the slums. People are like going through things that others don't know. And in their mind, they are battling so much. So much. And that's why I think this song is like so important for people to hear, because it will then help them to pull themselves out of where they are stuck at, to come out and understand that God's love is definitely strong enough to pull them up.
I'm getting questions here from some of our fans, behind the scenes, marketing and producers and all these other things, and say, how do you feel when you sing the song? So I'm going to throw it to you first, and then I will see if I can answer it. How do you feel when you came and you stood behind the microphone? And then you sang it the first time, and you went home, you came back and you sang it, you went home, you came back, you sang it, the songs that I was sending to you, all the updates and I was sending to you. How do you feel when you were singing along and when you were hearing it? How did you feel?
I think I've always practiced the idea of not listening to myself. Because I don't like to listen to myself. But when I sing the song, I can relate to it. So it's more of like a testimony, like telling what God's love is about. It's more of a testimony. And I feel like I am God's ambassador. And I feel like I have an assignment that I need to let people understand that, you know, this is what God's love can do. This is what you have to get that understanding to be able to experience this type. So it's a testimony for me. That's how I feel.
I can agree with you. The same way. No difference. It's a testimony. And I feel excited too when I am behind the computer working on it, because then God chose to use me to write the words, to come up with beat.
And sing it.
And sing it, and then mix it, And then all the other stuff. Of course, they are contributing musicians to it. You know, there is this guy that played the bass from. I love the way he plays. He's called Junior Brahma. That's how I've saved his name. He goes to Pentecost. And there are a couple of guys that contributed, the backing vocalists and all. I can't mention their names. There are many. But it's an amazing feel that something like this can come out of you. So I'm like, wow, God can use me in this way. So it's like an ecstatic experience.
Sometimes it's hard for people to really talk about how they feel.
Right.
It's hard for people to express how they feel. But songs like this help people to bring out. Sometimes people are feeling it, but they don't know that they're feeling it. When they hear it, then they can release that, oh yes, this is how I feel. This is how I feel about the love of God. This is what it does for me. This is what it does to me. So I think you guys really need to hear the song. Even if you don't, just hear it once.
Yes.
Hear it once. Listen to the songs. Relate to it. Think back. The things that God has done for you. The moments that you really felt that yes, indeed, this is God. The moment that you felt that God is there, God saw me through this, God did this. When you think back to that, your heart relates to the song and it gives praise to God.
Hey, you couldn't have said it any better. So someone is asking, so how long did it take me to put this song together? Boy, I got this song of last year's summer, right? And I sat down and I didn't do anything about it. It was just, your love is amazing. So, okay, your love is amazing. Put it somewhere. At that time, I don't have anything. So, what am I going to do? Masa, $2. So, how are you going to go to a producer and tell them that, hey, I don't have money right now, but I have this song and I want to make this song? I mean, stuff like that challenges me, okay? So I sat down for a while, but one day God came to me and told me, listen, I've given you everything that you need to be able to do whatever it is that you need to do. Just focus your mind on it and do it. So starting from March, I think it's March, right? Yeah. So starting from March of this year, that's when we started the process of writing and recording and going back and coming and
that's what I thought my part was, just helping you with the song.
Yeah, and you
that's
did
why
help.
I kept doing it.
You did help.
If I had known.
If we all had known, hey, you can't blame the Spirit of God for doing something.
No, but I can blame you. There is no way I can blame the Spirit of God, but I can blame who He used.
But the other thing too is, after a while, there was a period of silence.
Yeah, for some time.
Yeah, there was a period of silence. Do you know how I felt? I felt like the song wasn't good enough. Me personally, I felt it wasn't good enough. I felt like, what is this? I was uncomfortable when I was listening to it. I felt like, oh, let me just put it somewhere else. Let me focus. I was to the brink of discouragement. I don't know what happened again. I just went to listen to the song again. And I started falling in love with it all over again. That's when I called it. Is it you that called or I called just listen, let's get going. You
called me, you said, what's happened? I'm like, I'm waiting for you.
Right.
And then here we are.
So it took us a while. Starting from last year, June, all the way now, it's been over a year now. So yeah, it took us that long.
My first question, in part, when you first got the song and you didn't have anything, you didn't know what to do or where to go, what got you to this point? Like, how did you go from there to this? Sacrifice, working to establish money, like how?
I got to give it up to my wife.
In what sense?
She has sacrificed a lot. Seriously. Sacrifice. Money, time, the children. Sometimes I leave the home in the morning. I don't get back till like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
Okay, yeah. That doesn't work a lot with a lot of women, so I'm just saying.
No, I'm serious. She has sacrificed, hands down. She's the best, okay? But the thing that pushes me is that there are a lot of talents and giftings, okay, that God has given to us, the body of Christ. We have them, but we are not investing in them. It's like come to church, listen to a hot word sermon, dance, praise and worship. We feel ecstatic. We all go home. But the sad thing is, there is this gift that can make us millions of dollars, but we just push everybody. Go to the warehouse, go to the nursing home. Forget about that. There's no money in that. But God gave us the gifts and the talents to use to worship Him, and also package it well so that we can get financial support. There's a scripture, the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. Fine, it is. But what vehicle do you have to go harvest that wealth that has been given to you? A farmer cannot go to the farm and leave his basket harvest time. You understand? And that story about the widow that went to the prophet Elijah just keep coming back to my head. She said, I have nothing. But she had this little oil. And by that prophetic instruction, she was able to get a lot of oil to sell. And she lived off it and paid all her debts. One of the things that Christians, we don't pay mind to is our talents and gifts. All right?
I think it's not that people don't pay mind to it. They want right here, right now kind of situation.
Okay.
So they want, as human beings and in our nature, it's based on survival.
Okay.
So our nature is to survive. So if this is not helping me to survive, I need to go to the next thing that's going to help me to survive.
Okay.
I know people that are Americans who are on the street because they are artists and they're waiting for their breakthrough. So they're always practicing. Not that they're not doing anything. They're always practicing. They're always in the street playing guitar or singing or dancing, a whole bunch of stuff. They don't do a daily job. And sometimes when I came into this country and I saw, to me, it's like they're just being lazy. But they're actually working on their talent, because they go, they practice at home, they're playing it all the time. They come in the street so that people would hear them. That is another form of investment. Because as people are hearing them and they get to that part, they will have people testifying that they were actually, I remember when I used to see him here, I used to do this. His hard work has paid off.
That's right.
But for us, it's more so I need to pay the bills, I need to do this, I need to do that. And it's understandable. But after you do all that, you go to work, and do we come home and work on our kingdom business? Do we come home and work for ourselves, our talents, and everything that we need to do? Most of us don't. We kill it.
And I felt like the church could help in a way. That's how I feel. Yes, the church has been good. Provide all, but the church can help in a way. And this is why I felt that way. Beyonce was in the church. Jay-Z was in the church. Snoop Dogg was in the church. R. Kelly was in the church. All these people that we see in the world as big stars. Michael Jackson was in the church. Whitney Houston was in the church. But guess what? In those times where they were in the church, they sang praise and worship, and that was it. Nobody said, listen, there is an album in you that needs to come out.
But then you need that Christian producer who's going to stand behind you and produce Christian music. And I think that we don't. We have them now because somebody stood up. But back then, for their time...
My dear, we don't have. The reason why I'm saying we don't have is the producer, a few of them. The producer is looking for what he can get now. So cash and carry. So me that I don't have cash to carry, I'm not even gonna come. Because at the end of the day, if I'm working 8 to 9, okay, I gotta pay my bills. You understand? I gotta pay my bills. After I pay my bills over the month, the money is gone. Now I have to look for a second job if I want to do any other project. Do you understand? But if there was this one person that says, you know what, I'm going to make time for you. I'm going to invest in you. I'll use my own money to invest in you. I just want what is in you to come out of you. I will do whatever to push you. How many people do you think will be willing to what? To run to that producer?
There are people like that. And let me say this. There are people like that waiting. But they can't just go to anybody and say, I want that. Because people have it, but they don't have that zeal to go forward with it. That is where the Holy Spirit comes in. Because if you are in line with God, you are using your talent. You need to, God already has positioned you where he wants you to be.
Right.
Therefore, he has put the people that are supposed to provide for you to get there. If you're walking in it, the Holy Spirit is definitely going to meet you when you get there.
Okay.
And that's the problem. There's a lot of people that are waiting to put their money to such use. It's a matter of the connection and that opportunity.
But if you don't take that step, how are you going to meet that person?
That's why I said you have to.
And that brings me to your question. Now, I am not the keyboard prophet or the drum prophet or the guitar prophet. No. I have just about small knowledge about everything. But my passion is that I want to be able to create this space that I have here, that people that have the talent and gift that they want to utilize to bless God, they can come freely use it. We'll take that gift and package it and into a marketable
freely
product.
Use it, but at the end of the day, we're charging you. Just putting that out there.
Oh my goodness! You package it very well, and then you release it into the world. You understand? The world is doing, not that we are in competition with them, but it's about time that we Christians will bring out the best in what we do.
Yes,
You
and
understand?
I'm so tired of we being the ones to be set apart for things, rather copying what the world is doing. Because it seems good.
Right.
It looks good.
Right. We need to set the trend.
Yes.
That's
We're
it.
not doing it.
That's it.
My question number 2 was, when you felt like giving up, or at the point where you had already given up on the song, between that and you pushing for it to be going right now, what was the difference, or what changed? Because somebody is somewhere who is listening to this and they are stuck.
I felt like I wasn't good enough.
So what changed? Did you change something in the song that made you feel like the song was good, or you were good enough? Like, what changed?
I got a reality check by the Holy Spirit.
In so speaking, how?
I was exposed to things out there. Okay, so I was browsing Facebook, famous Facebook, and someone just had posted a song. This is my release. So I went there and I listened to it. It was good, but I listened to it. And another one also came, and I listened to it. And then God told him, now go back and listen to yours. And I listened to it. It's like, see what you have here and see what they're also doing. They are putting out their best. They believe that that's their best, so they are pulling it out. This is what you have here. You have put it together. That's your best. Put it out there, because you might never know who it's going to touch or is going to bless. That's how he spoke to me. So if you're looking at yourself that I'm not good enough, and
That's not how I talk, by the way.
I'm not saying you. Why are you taking offense to that? I didn't even mention
You said
your name.
if you're looking at
I'm
yourself.
talking to the
just saying
camera. I'm
that's not
talking
how
to
I
the people that are
talk.
watching. So
By the way,
I'm talking to
Pastor
the people.
Fred.
So don't think you're not good enough, or you don't have what it takes. A friend of mine in Ghana, his name is Fred too. He told me
Too many of you.
too many of us, right? He told me years ago that it is not about you.
And that's what people don't get. People don't get. So many people are stuck in their ministry because they feel like, who's going to hear me? Who wants this? But it's not you.
That's right.
If you go to heaven and you get there, you could go because you're saved, but you get there, crowns that are shared are different, and it's based on your assignment.
That's right.
And you are assigned to one soul to save with that one word that God has put in you, and you don't do it. You're going to end up sleeping on the gold streets in heaven.
Somebody will tell
while people are living in mansions.
Somebody will tell at least that's better than than the floor sleeping here.
You're going to be homeless for eternity. At least the floor you're living here, you know that someday when I die, I have a place to go.
Right? And then you go
You go there, you're homeless on like that's what scares me sometimes. That really scares me sometimes. I think about it all the time and that scares me sometimes. So for me, I feel like if God has truly put something in you, maybe a pastor have told you, a prophet have told you, or you heard it yourself, you saw a vision, you saw a dream, and you know that indeed this is God's plan for my life, and you're not doing it, you're killing yourself spiritually. Because all the things that God has aligned for us is aligned for our purpose.
That's
it's
right.
aligned for our destiny. And everything works together for the good of them that love God. When you love Him, when He has given you an assignment,
Right.
there's no way you're going to say, I heard you, but I don't want to do it. I don't feel like it. I don't do this. I don't do that. And sometimes it hurts. It hurts. You're hurting someone
That's
who
right.
needs to hear that word. And if you're out there, you are thinking, listen, I'm not too comfortable with this song and I'm not going to lie. But it is not something that I chose to want to do it.
Actually, you're not even comfortable sitting here watching the camera.
No. So
But you're doing it.
I have to do it because there's nowhere else I'm going to go. So just go out there. I don't care if it's your first thing you're doing, your fifth, 10th thing that you're doing, like 10th thing that you're doing, and you feel like it's still not good enough. Keep putting it out there, because the more you put things out there, the more experience you get, the more practice you get. So your next one is going to be different. Your next one is going to be based off on your experience from the past one. So the more you go, the more God exposes you to the things you need to do. I have a question here from someone. It says, how did you guys get to know each other?
I think we already answered that, right?
Yeah, but I think we were separately working on one person's video.
That's right.
And that's how we met. You were shooting it. I was a backup singer and also trying to help manage the
Right. And on top of that,
video.
you're the wife of a very good friend of mine. I don't know if you told we go way, way back.
Oh, you told me
He told you?
something about drums. He definitely told me. I heard
We
that
go
story.
way, 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 way back.
I heard that story. I was like, no, you did not.
We'll save it for them for another day. How about that?
Oh my Lord.
yeah,
I was just like, I thought I mean, I guess he was a teenager and I'm even worse now. So.
Yep. So that's it. Yeah. But I can say that this is not just for hype. This song is not just because we want to put something out there just to get people to notice us. No, that's not it. I'm not really that type. I'm always the background person. She's always the background person.
And that's how I wonder how we got stuck together, because it should have been somebody else, like an opposite someone else.
I don't know. But
I have a question for you, actually.
Okay, let's go for the question. Maybe it will cut into what I was going to say.
No, but go ahead.
No, but I wanted to say that you should, like Angie was saying, you should check out this song. This song is a message to somebody, to you. Listen to that song. Listen to the words in it. Let God bring about remembrance of what it is that He has taken you through, and appreciate every moment of it. Share it with your friends. Let them listen to it. Maybe it might not be your style of composition. That's fine. But those words in there, trust me, it will get stuck in your head. I sent the song to some people, some in this church, those are close people, so I wanted them to hear it. And they called me back and they started singing the chorus. I was like, yep, you got it. We started in the car. I've been playing this song in the car all the time. My boys, the moment they hear the beat, they start singing the song.
My mom sings the song even before. Yes, when you first did it,
Right.
and you sent it to me. I sent it to my mom. I share everything with my mom.
That's right.
I sent it to my mom. So like from there, she kept asking. I'm like, Mom, I'm busy. I have school. I have this. I have that, and it's not my song.
Right.
She go, but my man, you sound so good. I'm like, to you, I will always sound so good. So she sings the song and she's always like, oh, when is it coming? Can I send it to this person? No, you can't send it to anyone. It's not my song.
Hey.
But my mom she loves the song.
Wow.
She loves the song.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she loves the song. It's catchy. I've sent it to 2 of my closest friends as well to get their opinion about because when you said that there's some part that I also have to do ad-libbing and stuff like that. I sent it to them and they're like, oh my goodness, this is you. I can't believe this is you. This whole time, what have you been doing? I'm like, doing me. But they're like, yeah, I love it. The words mean so much. The words, and so the words of the song is what makes the song, not necessarily like the song. I know this might not be, like he said, he knows a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It might not be the top produced song or whatever the case may be, but it's not necessarily about the song. It's about God's love for us as Christians and how we can each and everyone relate to the words in the song, to be able to appreciate the love of God, for you to be able to also be a testimony to somebody else, for them to know that yes, indeed, I have to come to that place where I encounter that kind of love of God.
And talk about, you have a question, we're going to take a last question. But yes, there is no video yet. The video will be coming, next year, right? We're still working on the video.
Oh, Lord, I forgot about that.
Oh, you can't forget about that. This is just going to be an audio release, but we are working on the video. Trust me, the video is going to be boom.
Like I said, ambushed.
Give me one favorite musician that you listen to. And don't say your husband, because
no, my husband is not he does have a beautiful voice, but he doesn't like to sing. I'll have to say my favorite musician of all time, and he's been my favorite for years, is Minister Neokai. And
I know it!
Because I talk about him a lot.
I knew you were going to say that.
No, this man, he's been in the industry for so long, but his humility and how he handles people when they come around him, that's what makes you understand that this guy is not doing this for himself. He's doing it because he's been called. Because there are times that I've had programs with him when we couldn't pay him.
Right.
And he told us to pay the people that need the money. And he came from Ghana. We built the program around him, but we were low on funds because we had to make it a free program for people to be able to show up and come in. As we were young then, that was one of my first ones that we were doing. And this man literally stood there and said, oh, give it to the ones that really need it. I'm okay. And that experience till date, I have never encountered that with anybody. And he's been in the industry for so long. And every time that I come in contact with him or I hear his song, you can really tell that this guy is not just doing it because he needs fame or he needs anything. He's just literally doing it for kingdom purpose. And that's what I love. His voice is amazing. So that one is not dispute about that. But I just love the spirit that he carries. That's it. I love the spirit that this man carries. I don't have anything else to say. But yeah, there's so many, but that guy is something else.
So my producer is telling me, hey, it's time to go.
Oh, it's been overtime. I didn't want to do this, and now I can't shut up. This is how I am when I get nervous, guys. I'm so sorry. I hope you enjoyed this talk. So.
I hope you did, and I hope you learned something too. Whatever it is that you have, God has given it to you for a reason and for a specific people. Don't think about how it looks like, how it feels like, how you don't feel right. Just release that thing. Let it go and do the effective work that God wants it to do. And you will be surprised what God is going to use that to do. All right? God bless you for tuning in. Watch out. We have more coming here in Legacy Studios. Legacy Records, right? Legacy Records, we have a lot coming. New Image, we have a lot coming. Just stay tuned and watch. All right.
Oh yeah, we have one beautiful one in this studio. You guys need to watch out for this lady.
Yep.
Very soon we're going to be promoting her stuff. She has a single coming out during this Christmas. You guys watch out for that. So we will come back again to you guys with everything that we got going on here. So
Let's
be on the
leave them
lookout.
guessing who it is. Right?
Oh no, yeah.
We're not gonna
Oh
tell
no,
you.
not now.
let's leave it
Just
guessing.
wait. You guys are going to be
Yep.
very surprised.
And I think we have this one, another one, and another one coming out this year.
3 people.
We have 3 songs. Yeah, 3 people. You, and the other 2. You're coming.
Me.
Yeah, you. Yeah. This song, you're in this song, right?
Oh.
Where is your mind? Oh my gosh. And oh yeah, check out the behind the scenes of this video. You will laugh. Okay, check it out. All right, God bless you. I am Fred Boateng, and this is
Angelina Yaboa. Thank you for being with us.
Jesus, lover of my soul, I worship your